Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a new video kind of saying where I've been and how I've been and what I've been up to these past few years, months, however long it's been since I last posted a long form content. I initially made long form content because that's what I wanted to do and I knew that's what I needed to do to build a large audience, which is where I want to eventually be at. But because I was studying for my RD exam to become a dietitian, I had to pause because I would always feel guilty for making videos instead of studying. So I just decided to focus on studying and just make short form content for the time being until I pass, which I actually just passed 3 weeks ago, more or less. And it feels so crazy saying it. Like every time someone's like, "Oh, you're a registered dietitian," I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that." I feel like it's unreal. It doesn't feel like it's processed yet, and I just can't believe it. It's been so long since I've worked towards this and I've wanted this for so long that when I finally got it, it just doesn't feel real. I feel like I still need to study. But basically, I've taken this exam 3 times. First time, I failed by 2 points. Second time, I failed by 1 point. So I was thinking to myself, third time's a charm, right? I failed by 2 points the first time, 1 point the second time, and hopefully no points the last time. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I didn't fail that last time. And it was just insane because I actually had taken that exam by an accident. I registered for the exam in advance just to set a date in mind so I could like be more inclined to study, because if I didn't have a date I would just kind of like procrastinate. So I was like, let me just set a date so it makes me feel like I actually have a deadline. So that's what I did. And I forgot to change the date for the exam. And I only had 48 hours to change the date for the exam. If not, you're stuck with that date and that time. And you can't change it. The only thing you could do is cancel it, which you'll lose your money. Or you could just take the exam and not lose your money, but you won't be prepared, right? So that's what I ended up doing. I was like, I'm gonna lose my money anyways, so might as well just go and take the exam. And I remember like fighting the help center. I was arguing with them because I'm like, why does it say I could change it in 48 hours? It's not letting me change it. It's within 48 hours, which it was. It was exactly 48 hours. But they want it to the T. Like, if your exam was on the 14th at 12 p.m., if you try to change it after 12 p.m. on the 12th, then that was later than 48 hours. I just thought I meant 2 days in advance, not exactly 48 hours, but they meant literally 48 hours to the T, and I didn't know that, and that was my fault, I guess. So I ended up trying to change it that night, 2 days in advance, but at the night, and my exam was supposed to be for the noon time, like at 1 or 12:30 or something like that. And they wouldn't let me, and I reached out to a bunch of people, spoke to different representatives, and they're like, we can't help you, sorry. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cram in as much information as I can for the next 3 days, because I only had 3 days to prepare. I wasn't really studying, to be honest. I've just been doing a test prep app, and that was really all I've been doing consistently. And looking at my notes maybe once every 3 weeks. Otherwise, I haven't really been studying because I wasn't planning to actually take the exam. Even though I did schedule it, I knew that I could just change it. So I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna really prep for it now because I'm not gonna really take it. I was planning to take it actually in September or October-ish. So then I was like, I have 3 days to prep. It was, I think, Friday. No, it was Saturday because my exam was on Tuesday. And I was freaking out. I was going to call out from work because I was like, I had a morning shift both days. And I was like, I just need to study. Like, I felt like calling out, but I was like, you know what? No. I'm not going to lose money from not going to work because of this exam, which I'm also going to lose money for because I'm going to fail and have to retake it. So I was like, I'm not going to lose triple the amount of money for calling out on Sunday and Monday. and then the money I lose from taking the exam and failing. So I was like, no, we're just gonna do what we can with what we have and just hope for the best. And that's exactly what we did. I went to my shifts. I went to work right after. I would just study. I remember my brother went up to me and he started talking to me while I was studying. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't talk to you right now. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm studying for my RDN exam, which I have in less than 48 hours. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he just keeps talking to me. And I was like, please don't talk to me. I am studying. I have less than 48 hours to prep for this exam, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail, but I'm trying my best to at least get a decent grade on this. And he just didn't process it. So he just kept talking to me. And then I had to just move away into another room because, I don't know, he just wasn't understanding. So I had to just lock myself in my room by myself to be able to focus and study as much as I can before this exam. So I crammed in as much as I could. I went to the test center and I didn't feel that nervous because I just kind of accepted my fate. I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. We're going to fail, but at least I get another day, another practice date, right? This just allows me to practice again and see where I am currently. And the thing that scared me the most was that I knew the least out of the 3 times I've taken the exam. The time I felt the least prepared was that last time, and I didn't really prepare as much because I wasn't expecting to take it. So that's what scared me the most. But I was like, you know what? We can't change anything now, so we're gonna do whatever we do, and whatever happens, happens. So I went to go take the exam, and it was funny because my brother, when he was talking to me and I kept telling him to leave me alone, that I'm studying, he's like, I was like, bro, imagine like I end up passing and this is the one time I barely even studied. And he's like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Imagine you pass because you're not as nervous and like you're not as stressed about the exam. And I'm like, there's no way though. Like, there's no way that would happen. So I ended up taking it. And the first few questions were actually really easy. And I was thinking to myself, like, I could probably pass this. But then towards the end, the more challenging questions started to come, and I was like, oof, I don't know this. Or some things I knew, but I didn't study it, so I was like, I don't remember this. And that was the worst part because I was like, if I studied, I would have known this. And this would have been an easy question had I studied, but I didn't. So I'm just going to guess here. So that's what I did. And I ended up taking my time taking the exam as much as I can because I was like, I'm not gonna rush to this exam. I'm just gonna try to get as many questions as I can correct and just get the best score I can with what I know. And that's what I did. I took the exam, I submitted it, and they give you a survey at the end to see how the exam was, like how the testing center was, the address, and all the information. Like anything leading up to the exam, they ask you about before they give you your score, which is smart. Because if you fail, you'll probably put negative for everything, right? Like, this is awful experience, da da da. But if you pass, you'll probably put a more positive experience. So just to avoid that, they just ask you before they give you the score. So that gave me some time to like relax. And then I ended up taking the exam and submitting that survey, and then I got the results and it said I passed. Honestly, I was so shocked. I didn't even believe it. Like, I had to reread it. I was like, congratulations, you passed. Like, what? And this is probably my first time crying about this, to be honest. Like, maybe second time, because that day I was in so much shock that I thought I was gonna cry. I always said like to myself, like, if I pass this exam, I'm gonna cry because I wanted it so bad. Like, everything else in my life has been going well, and this is the one thing that I couldn't achieve, and it was scaring me because I'm like, I've taken this exam twice already, and like, if I fail the third time, I think that might break me, and I don't want to be that person who keeps trying to strive for something that you just keep failing at, because maybe I feel like I was gonna start to lose faith in like my ability to achieve this goal, which is to become a registered dietitian. And that's like really all I wanted. Like that's what I went to school for 6 years, and I did my internship for. So like seeing that, I like was in shock. I didn't even believe it. And I got up and the test, I forgot what you call the person, but the person who like takes you out of the exam and everything. He's like, "Oh, how was it?" And I was like, "It was good." And he's like, "Okay." And then he gave me my paper and I took a picture of it and I sent it to my brother who was talking to me. And I was like, "You won't believe it." I'm like, "Bro, look." And I sent him a picture of my passing score. And he's like, "Wow, I told you." He's like, "Congrats." And I was like, "I can't believe it." I was like, "I literally hate life." Like, of course, the one time I barely study, I pass, right? And like the other times when I was stressing and I did so much studying and I sacrificed so much for it because I would call out and come at hours at work and not attend events because I'm like, I have to study, like, but the one time I didn't do that and I was just living life and like really relaxed at that time and I was just doing things that I love to do. Like I actually passed, which is insane. And yeah, I mean, even now, like I didn't even post about it until like a few days after because again it didn't feel real and I was like, I don't know, I just needed to process it. And yeah, I became a registered dietitian as of the 14th of July. I think it was 3 Tuesdays ago from today, whatever that was. I think that was the 14th. And I just felt so relieved. And it was kind of one of those things that like you're on this long journey to achieve something, and then once you achieve it, it's like, what do I do with my life now? Sorry, I don't know why this camera is doing this. It's like, what do I do with my life now? And I felt like that for like a moment, but then I was like, I get to continue to do what I've always done, which is be in the pursuit. And it's just a matter of just switching my goal, right? Like my goal before was to pass my exam. Now my goal is to start my business. Start my business, build a brand, and go from there, right? And have a huge impact on, hopefully positive impact on those who I want to influence and kind of guide and mentor and just be an example of someone who, like didn't come from like perfect upbringing, but persevered and made it happen, and that's like my end goal. And yeah, so that's what I've been really up to. And I don't want to make this video super long, but yeah, I'm a registered dietitian and I can't believe it. So now I'll be posting a little bit more nutrition based content. I'll still post a little bit of like things that go on in my head and lessons I've learned during my everyday activities, but mostly nutrition based. And I think I'm gonna start off with going over like how I prepped for the exam, what I've learned from taking the exam 3 times. So people who were in the same situation as I am, who just felt like they were never gonna pass, like at least I'll be able to give them some guidance and like help them wherever they are, and hopefully be useful in that way. And then eventually I want to focus on sports nutrition because that's like my main focus and like my main population of interest. So thank you guys. I'm not sure why this camera keeps doing this, but it's out of focus. I apologize. I hope it wasn't too distracting. But thank you guys so much for being with me during this journey, and those of you who believed in me since day one. And like, I don't know, I'm getting emotional, but like just allowing me to like start becoming a content creator is like, I'm just so grateful. Because without you guys, like I wouldn't be here. And I just want to say thank you. Even though it's a small following, I'm still grateful. So thank you guys. Look out for my new content and let me know what you think. Like feel free to reach out, comment. I also have an Instagram as well that you guys can follow too, which is Faith Desiree, Faith Desiree. It's Faith Desiree, sorry. Same thing as my YouTube account. So feel free to follow me as well there. And thank you guys for all your support, and hope that you continue to support me, and I continue to provide you with value in whichever way I can and however way I've been doing so. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and see you in my next post, next video. Take care.